Okay, so if you're a developer or a designer right now, you've probably got AI on your mind. A lot. But here's the thing, there's a way through this, and that's what we're going to break down today. A real, practical 2 year roadmap to not just survive, but actually thrive in this new age of AI. Let's dive right in. I want you to picture this. A manager opens up a new AI tool. In about 2 minutes, it spits out code that would have taken his team of 12 developers 4 entire days to write. He looks at the screen, then he looks back at his team, and this terrifying question pops into his head. And look, this isn't some movie plot. This is happening in real companies right now. So who are we even talking about here? Well, first up, developers. These are the folks who build every single app on your phone, every website you browse. There are over 27 million of them around the world, and for the longest time, it was seen as one of the most future-proofed careers you could possibly choose. And then, of course, you've got designers. They're the masterminds behind how a product looks and feels, from the layout of an app to a company's entire brand identity. For the last 2 decades, these two jobs have been the most in-demand creative and technical careers out there. And now, well, AI is changing the entire game. All right, so here's our game plan for this explainer. We'll start by facing the music. The danger is real. Then we'll reframe the whole thing with a crucial analogy from history. We'll break down who's at risk versus who's now in high demand, lay out a clear 5-step action plan, and we'll finish with the choice that's now in front of every single one of us. Okay, let's get into it. And let's just be brutally honest. The danger is very real. This isn't some far-off prediction about what might happen. This is about what AI can already do today. Get this. A pretty standard task for a developer, right? Building a login system. Used to take, maybe 2 hours? With an AI tool, it's now 5 minutes. That is a 96% reduction in time, and you can see why that freaks people out. That's a huge chunk of billable work, just gone. And this isn't just about getting faster. This has real-world consequences. This number, nearly 78,000, that's how many tech jobs were lost in just the first half of 2025, and they were all tied directly to AI. So yeah, this isn't a hypothetical threat. It's already hitting people's careers. And the key thing to understand here is that AI isn't just doing the simple stuff anymore. I mean, look at this list. It's writing actual working code from just a simple sentence in English. It's spitting out professional-looking logos in seconds. It can find bugs in your code and then explain what's wrong. It's even building website layouts on its own. These were the jobs of skilled pros. Okay, so that all sounds pretty scary, right? But this is where the story takes a turn. This is where most people are getting it wrong. To really get what's going on, we need to talk about what I call the ATM moment. It's an analogy that changes everything. Remember when ATMs first showed up? Everyone swore it was the end for bank tellers. And sure, the machine replaced one specific task, manually counting and handing out cash. But guess what actually happened? Banks hired more people. Why? Because now those employees were free to do much higher value stuff, like financial planning and building relationships with customers. The job didn't die, it just evolved. And that is the perfect way to think about what's happening right now. AI isn't coming for your job. It's coming for the boring, repetitive, routine parts of your job. Grasping this one idea is the difference between panicking and having a plan. So this new reality, it creates a huge split. A new professional divide, really. You've got folks who are genuinely at risk, and then you have folks who are about to become more valuable than they've ever been before. Let's break down who is who. Just look at this table. It tells the whole story. On the left side, at risk, these are roles all about pure execution. Junior developers just churning out boilerplate code. Designers who only resize assets from a template. These are the manual tasks that AI is getting really, really good at. But now look at the right. This is where the opportunity is. We're talking about architects who design the entire system, developers who can spot and fix the subtle mistakes that AI makes, designers who truly understand human psychology. You see the pattern. The value is shifting away from just doing the work to thinking about the work. You know, the news loves to focus on that scary at-risk column, but that's only seeing a tiny piece of the puzzle. If you zoom out and look at the global data, a completely different and, frankly, more optimistic picture emerges. Check this out. The World Economic Forum crunched the numbers. And yeah, AI is projected to eliminate about 85 million jobs by 2030. But, and this is the part nobody talks about, it's also expected to create 97 million new jobs. Do the math. That's a net gain of 12 million jobs. So the real story here isn't about destruction, it's about a massive transformation. And the upside here is huge. We're looking at 15% projected job growth for software developers who adapt. People with AI skills are seeing salaries that are up to 56% higher. Millions of new roles have already been created. So the big question isn't, will there be jobs? The real question is, will you be qualified for them? Which brings us to the core of this whole thing. The reason you're here, your 5-step action plan. This is your personal roadmap for the next 2 years to make sure you're not just surviving, but absolutely thriving. All right, this is your weekly checklist. Number 1, use AI every single day. Get good with the tools because the people who master them will replace those who don't. 2, move from doing to thinking. Stop measuring your value by how fast you can code. Start asking the strategic questions, like, why are we even building this in the first place? 3, learn to be the AI's editor. Become the expert who can spot the tiny security flaws or the subtle logic errors in AI-generated work. That's a superpower now. 4, specialize. Go deep. AI is a generalist. You need to become a true expert in a complex field like fintech or healthcare. And number 5, build a thinking portfolio. Stop just showing off the pretty final product. Show your work. Document your strategic choices, how you debugged a tough problem, the why behind your decisions. So when you boil it all down, it really comes to a simple choice. There are 2 paths you can take from here. And there's one single sentence that sums up the entire strategy you need to walk away with today. And here it is. This is the absolute truth of our new reality. AI will not replace developers and designers. But developers and designers who use AI will replace those who do not. That's it. That's the whole game plan right there. So those 97 million new jobs, they're coming. And they're going to demand new skills, a new way of thinking, and a focus on strategy over execution. The choice is entirely up to you. Will you be ready to take one?